What's up, guys? Mr. Fit to Flourish here, and today I wanted to talk about stocks and coffee. So, stocks and coffee we do every Sunday in our Discord, and we go over stocks and events up in the upcoming week. So let's go over that real quickly here. Alrighty, so stocks and coffee with K5 and Fit to Flourish. We are first team investing. Welcome. We always start off with a quote. So our quote today is: "Resolve is a promise to yourself not to give up." So when it comes to trading and investing, a lot of people kind of want to give up early. Because you're not really studying the markets and you think that this is just something that you can do to make a million bajillion dollars super quickly. But the truth is that it takes time and dedication, just like any pro sport. Trading, investing is a pro sport. That's why you have financial advisors, you have big hedge funds, you have these people spending millions and billions of dollars to make millions and billions of dollars. So take your time. All right, take your time. We have the best team in the world, a lot of resources in our Discord. We did a ton of master classes. These master classes are altogether upwards of $30,000 plus dollars, but in our Discord, we share this stuff with our team on a weekly basis. We put on these classes on a weekly basis, and we have a lot of people who transform their trading dramatically, right? All right, a week in review. So this week we had NVIDIA calls, IWM puts. We had some IWM calls as well. Tesla puts before earnings went crazy. Meta calls went absolutely crazy, upwards of 300+%. That was also called out on TikTok, so follow us on TikTok if you don't already. Apple puts, we called Apple puts on Friday with that massive gap up. Went over 100% in 5 minutes. And then PLTR and Tesla short shares, we did that as well. Ton of other plays, but volatility and opportunity in the market right now. So a lot of opportunity in the markets with this presidential election change, new policies coming out, and then also with earnings in the picture. All right. So earnings this week, matter of fact. So we had Tesla had a miss on EPS and revenue. So the stock tanked to $375 after hours, which we really expected. And then all of a sudden we got this big push to 414 as Tesla fanboys jumped in because they heard, oh, there's FSD service coming to Texas by June, and then Cali sometime this year. So Tesla is just a hype stock. Not a lot of value, intrinsic value in the company currently, but just this massive outlook. It's super priced in right now, up over 100% year over year. So overextended in my opinion there. And then we'll take a look at options in our Discord. But in terms of Meta, the chart, we called this out. We said it was going to 700, and it did. So it jumped $1.3 billion, so 1.3 billion jeans on their revenue beat. So $1.3 billion revenue beat there. Really, really insane. And AI and smart glasses optimism for 2025. So ton of price target upgrades on Meta. All right, when it comes to Microsoft, so Microsoft had a pretty good beat on revenue and EPS, but guess what? It dipped over 5%. Currently at the key 414.71 level. That's a big demand zone. So be aware of that. It's just below the 200 MA on the daily time frame. But guess what? They forecasted weaker than expected cloud growth, which is not good. Everyone's looking at AI and they're expecting AI to fly. And guess what? With that whole DeepSeek situation, you need to stop spending money on AI if it's not working, or make your AI work. Okay, these large language models. All right, and pretty much signal continued high spending on AI. That's not good. All right, especially when we just, like I said, DeepSeek says they spent 60 million. Everyone else, these large companies are spending hundreds of billions with the billy jeans. All right, not good. Anyways, Apple had a slight beat on revenue and EPS. It gapped up on that pretty good beat on revenue, EPS. But they're struggling in China in terms of smartphones. So smartphones are in China, sales are predominantly Huawei and some other companies as well. But still lots of price target upgrades on Apple. All right. In terms of economic data, so we saw that FOMC, the rates were held steady by the Fed, Jerome Powell and the Fed. Initial jobless claims came in lower this week, and then PCE came in as expected. So these economic factors are still kind of showing that, hey, let's see what's going on. Let's see how the economy is doing. Let's hold the rates steady. We're only expected to have 2 rate cuts this year. However, Donald Trump is going to be, and his administration is going to be pressuring the Fed to cut rates. Okay. Related news and buzz. So on Monday, NVIDIA erased $589 billion, billy jeans, 589 billion jeans in value. So $500 billion in value in one day. This is the most in market history. All right. Why did this happen? Because DeepSeek is saying that they only spent $60 million on their large language models, which could pretty much put everyone out of business if you're saying that's the only amount that you're spending. And then some of these other companies are, like I said, they're spending, like NVIDIA is spending $200 billion per year developing these large language models, this AI chips. So if you're saying that a company can spend $60 million and have the same outcomes, what's the point of your services? What's the point of it? So that was just pretty concerning to investors. But this DeepSeek situation hasn't been proved true. And then also it's being insinuated that DeepSeek is purchasing NVIDIA chips through the black market anyways. It's a whole PSYOP situation. Not going to talk about it, but talked about it in depth with the Discord. It's pretty cool stuff, but yeah. Anyways, so Trump officially imposes steep tariffs on Mexico, China, and Canada, and that's set to start Tuesday, February 4th. All right. And then we talked about some of the stocks that Nancy Pelosi is buying. These stocks are, they were flying. We know NVIDIA got hit with some of that stuff, but Amazon absolutely ripped right after she purchased. Amazon has earnings this week. Tesla is currently at a key level, 414.20. Going to show this chart in detail with the Discord. And then TikTok ban. So currently there's a 75-day extension, which is a Trump executive order. White House is in talks to have Oracle, Microsoft. Somebody's going to be purchasing TikTok, or potentially. So we'll see what happens there. And then Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently tanking. Bitcoin is a thermometer for the market. So I like to tell other investors, hey, you might want to look at Bitcoin and see what it's doing, because usually whatever Bitcoin, whatever NVIDIA is doing, whatever those two guys are doing, that's what the market's going to do. Okay, if they're going up, market's going up. If they're going down, market's going down. Okay, Bitcoin is a risk-on asset, so we know that if there's money going into Bitcoin, then money's going to be flowing into the markets as investors are more risk-on. Earnings season is kicking off, and then Tesla is doing FSD everywhere. So especially Switzerland's is expected to start in March, and then like I said, NVIDIA has that event March 17th as well. Look ahead at earnings. Some of the big earnings this week: PLTR, PayPal, Disney, pretty much every major Mag 7 large cap company. It's ridiculous. Uber, Lilly, Amazon, ENPH, AMD, SnapSpot, ARM, Affirm, QCOM. A lot of people ask me, hey, what do you think about this earnings? What do you think about that? What do you think about this? They're all gambles. Okay, if you want to gamble, buy some calls. Don't go more than 2 to 3 or 4 strikes out of the money if you want to do that, but it's gambling. And then if you don't understand options pricing, join the Discord. I could go into detail with you about options pricing and which ones to choose, and if it makes sense to even get options during earnings. Most of the time it doesn't make sense, but if you want to gamble, go do your thing. But I don't personally purchase earnings options on earnings, because like I said, it depends. Like, even if the company performs well, like we saw Microsoft did, it could tank. It could tank on poor forward guidance or something that investors don't like, just for no reason, really. It could just tank for no reason. So it doesn't really make sense. And then even we saw with Tesla had horrible earnings, but Tesla fanboys drove the price right back up. It tanked like it was supposed to do to 370. Price went right back up. So don't do earnings gambles. But we can show you how to make them safe. And in terms of economic data for the upcoming week, Tuesday we have job openings. Wednesday we have ADP employment. And then really the big one is going to be Thursday, where we have initial jobless claims, which is the main thing the Fed's looking at. And then Friday, the unemployment rate as well. So, and a lot of Fed speakers speaking this week. So keep in mind about whatever they're saying. Also, pay attention to what Trump is saying in terms of like his tweets, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, because that's going to affect the markets big time. All right. Let me actually put that in here too, so I don't forget with the Discord. All right. And then in terms of the watch list this week, currently I'm just looking at Tesla, IWM, and NVIDIA. Microsoft is going to be a pretty good buy here as well. Microsoft is expected to make a pretty good rip back to the upside at this key level. And if not, it's going to come back down to that 406 level, but there's a lot of buyers here, so not worried about that. Microsoft calls this week. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys this week. It's your boy, Mr. Fit to Flourish. It's First Team Investing, Stocks and Coffee, and I'm outie. Good morning, welcome to the Fit to Flourish podcast. Let's talk wellness, finance,